Happy Thursday, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful day. Today I'm turning this piece of Norway maple. This come from the video last week when we were salvaging wood. This blank is 10 inches by 4 inches. The moisture is roughly between 36 and 39%. It's on the wet side, but I'm not too worried about that. The reason why is because normally when I do videos like this, I'm turning something wet. What I do for you guys is I will turn from the round blank to the finished product. That's with finish on and everything. After that video is over with, this bowl will go through a watch period, is what I call it. And it's between a week and a half to 2 week watch period. And what I mean by watch period is I look for cracks, changing in the shape of the bowl. Now I am going to be turning this even all the way through, and I'm going for a 1/4 inch walls and a 1/4 inch bottom to this. That will help it from drying uneven, so it'll dry more evenly. So that's what I'm shooting for wall thickness and bottom thickness in this. Now in that watch period, if I develop any kind of hairline cracks or anything, I fill them immediately as I see them, and that's checking a piece during the day several times to make sure no new ones have developed. And then if there has, I fill them. Once I see that there is no cracks in that week and a half to 2 week period and I see no more new ones, I will go ahead and sand it back and then put a finish back on it. And the bowl is perfect that way. I mean, it turns out actually really well. The rim might be a little distorted, not a complete oval, but it might be just distorted a tad bit. Nothing too major. So this method works for me. If you're interested in knowing more about the process that I do, how I do this, feel free to send me an email. My email address is in the video description below, or leave me a comment on this video. I'll be sure to answer your questions to the best of my ability to help you through this process of turning wet wood. Now, I'm not a pro at it at all. This is trial and error that I went through to be able to do this. And I've turned pieces before that was wet and they split completely down the middle, and they did have to go in the fire pit. That was maybe 4 or 5 of them. And you know, turning those, each time I turned one and it did that, that's where I learned, okay, well, the walls was too thick and the bottom was not thick enough, or the walls was thin and the bottom was thick. And that difference in those things made a big difference in the drying process of that piece. So that's what I'm saying about, you know, making sure that your walls on your piece is even all the way through. So as I was doing the shear scraping on this, I thought that I had a lot of tear out, and it wasn't tear out at all. What was going on in this piece was it was so wet that the water, as the lathe was spinning, the water in the wood was coming to the surface, and it was causing that curliness to rise, and which I thought when I felt it was tear out. The minute I started sanding it with 80 grit, that all went away, and it was almost completely smooth with the 80 grit, which completely shocked me. But I went ahead and sanded from that 80 grit, and I went through all the grits clear up to 400. It was amazing. This was the best piece of wood I think I've ever sanded in my whole time turning. It just worked out so perfectly. Here I'm just flattening off the top part of this bowl so that way it can run true, and then I'll start hogging out the inside of this. I am using my Hurricane 5/8 inch bowl gouge for this. I do switch pretty quickly to my Hurricane 1/2 inch bowl gouge just because it seems to cut better on the inside of the bowls that I'm turning, and I think it's because of the grind. Also, with this piece, I was able to get the RPM up to around 800 on the inside of this bowl, which was really good. There was hardly any vibration. If I went past 840, there was quite a bit of vibration, but if I kept it below there, there was none at all, which I was really happy about. So I'd really like to get it up a little bit higher than that when I'm turning a bowl, but I was happy with this right now until I was able to increase that speed. But I will jump back in here and let you know as I'm going what I'm doing. Now since I'm done with sanding, I'm going to wipe this back with denatured alcohol to remove any residual dust that might be present. And then after I'm done with that, I'm going to apply 1 coat of sanding sealer. And I will let that sanding sealer dry completely, and then I will denib it with a Scotch-Brite pad. I'm using Tried and True as my finish for this week's video. I'm going to apply a very thin coat of this on the entire bowl, and then I'm going to let it sit for an hour. After that hour, I'm going to come back in and I'm going to use a lint-free cloth, and I'm going to rub it briskly until it's completely dry. After that, I need to let this sit for 24 hours before I can come back in and burnish it with a soft cloth or steel wool. And I want to make sure I do this before every coat. Even the first and last coat is very important to do this step. And then also with this, 3 coats is it. You don't need any more than that. And in those coats, any additional coat that you put on between 1 and 3 helps deepen the shine and increase your protection of your wood piece, which is amazing. The care and maintenance of this is actually really awesome as well. You just use a soft cloth, chamois cloth, and polish out the dull areas. It's that simple. And then, like, if you get any kind of scratches, nicks, or anything like that, you just use some steel wool and buff that out, and then you come back in and you apply your original wood finish just like you did the first time you put it on. And then you can have that beautiful shine that comes with using this product. Alright guys, I am completely done with this bowl. All I have to do is remove the tin, and I will do that off camera. And if you want to see that, I can do that in a next video that I do a bowl. just let me know in the comments below if that's what you'd like to see, is how I remove the tenon on this. Alright guys, I have stills at the end. Please stick around and enjoy the photos. Also, I do want to say thank you so much for being subscribed to my channel. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing and hit that notification bell so you never miss out. I post a new video every Thursday at 7 a.m. and it would be my honor to have you here with me. Alright guys, until next week, you guys take care. God bless. Goodbye.